It started quietly, a few workers demanding fair pay and better conditions. But soon, whispers turned into protests, and protests became headlines. Now, one of Africa's richest men, Aliko Dangote, finds himself locked in a tense standoff with the very workforce that powers his empire. What really went wrong between Dangote and his union workers? And how did a dispute over rights and respect spiral into a full-blown industrial storm, shaking Nigeria's biggest conglomerate? The beginning of the rift. The Dangote Group, a name synonymous with industrial dominance across Africa, has long been viewed as a symbol of progress, innovation, and job creation. With massive investments in cement, sugar, salt, and most recently, the $20 billion Dangote refinery, the company employs tens of thousands of Nigerians. But beneath the surface of this economic powerhouse, growing discontent has been brewing among its workers. Discontent that has now spilled into the public eye. Union representatives have accused the Dangote Group of unfair labor practices, including poor working conditions, suppression of workers' rights to organize, and a lack of adequate welfare provisions. Workers allege that despite their relentless contributions to the conglomerate's success, they are being underpaid and overworked, with little room for dialogue or negotiation. The union's demands. According to reports from labor groups, the primary demands of the Dangote workers revolve around three key issues. Improved wages and benefits. Many workers claim their salaries have not been adjusted to reflect inflation and the rising cost of living in Nigeria. Union recognition and freedom of association. There are allegations that management has resisted unionization efforts, leading to accusations of intimidation and harassment of union leaders. Safer working conditions. Some workers have complained about insufficient safety measures in high-risk environments like cement factories and refinery sites. The National Union of Chemical, Footwear, Rubber, Leather, and Non-Metallic Products employees, NUCFRLAMP, and other affiliated unions have reportedly been in talks with the Dangote Group for months, but progress remains stalled. Dangote Group's response. The Dangote Group, however, paints a different picture. In official statements, the company insists that it complies with labor laws and offers some of the best working conditions in Nigeria's industrial sector. They claim that the allegations of worker mistreatment are exaggerated and politically motivated, part of a broader attempt to destabilize the company's operations at a critical time. The group also emphasized its commitment to corporate social responsibility, highlighting numerous initiatives in housing, healthcare, and community development for employees and host communities. Still, critics argue that while these initiatives are commendable, they do not directly address the day-to-day struggles of factory workers. The turning point: protests and work stoppages. The situation reached a boiling point when workers at one of Dangote's key plants reportedly staged a protest, halting production for several hours. Videos circulating online showed large crowds chanting and carrying placards demanding fair pay and respect for labor rights. The peaceful protest quickly gained traction on social media, igniting nationwide conversations about the rights of industrial workers and the growing divide between corporate executives and the working class. Union leaders have threatened to escalate the situation if their concerns are not addressed, possibly leading to a nationwide strike that could disrupt supply chains and affect multiple sectors, from cement and construction to fuel distribution. The bigger picture: labor rights in Nigeria. Dangote's dispute with his workers is not an isolated case. Across Nigeria, labor unions have increasingly clashed with employers and the government over issues of minimum wage, safety standards, and pension benefits. The ongoing economic challenges, worsened by inflation and currency depreciation, have intensified frustrations within the workforce. For many Nigerians, the Dangote dispute symbolizes a much larger struggle, a demand for fairness, dignity, and inclusion in a system where workers often feel overlooked despite their crucial role in driving industrial growth. Economic implications. If the standoff continues, the implications could be significant. Dangote's enterprises form a backbone of Nigeria's industrial economy. Any sustained disruption could slow production, affect exports, and even impact the stability of key markets like construction and energy. Economists warn that the government may need to intervene to prevent the dispute from escalating further, especially given the refinery's central role in Nigeria's fuel self-sufficiency ambitions. Public reaction, mixed opinions. Public reaction has been divided. Some Nigerians sympathize with the workers, arguing that no company, no matter how powerful, should suppress labor rights. Others, however, caution that prolonged industrial disputes could hurt the economy and lead to job losses. On social media, opinions range from outrage to cautious optimism that the controversy will spark meaningful reform. Many citizens have called on the Ministry of Labor and Employment to step in and mediate between the Dangote Group and the unions to ensure a fair resolution. Possible resolutions and the road ahead. For now, both sides appear unwilling to back down. Union leaders have maintained that only concrete action, not promises, will end the crisis, while the Dangote Group insists that it will not bow to unreasonable demands. Experts believe that a compromise is possible through structured negotiations, with an independent mediator overseeing the talks. The success or failure of these negotiations could set a major precedent for future corporate labor relations in Nigeria. If handled fairly, this dispute could mark a turning point in how Nigerian companies engage with their workforce, ushering in an era of greater transparency and respect for labor laws. But if it drags on, it could fuel further unrest, dent investor confidence, and tarnish the image of one of Africa's most powerful business empires. Conclusion: the Dangote union conflict is more than just a workplace disagreement. It's a reflection of a nation at a crossroads, where the quest for economic growth must balance with the rights and welfare of those who make it possible. As the world watches, one question remains: will Africa's richest man find common ground with his workers? Or will this dispute leave lasting scars on Nigeria's industrial legacy?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.